What's up, Smitley here, Smitley.com, for your training log video with commentary week 4, day 1, back for lower day from Saturday. This was the training at the Elitefts UGSS for Jim Widler. Typical squad day for me, for the most part. Went against what I had a little bit, but overall a really good day of training. Had 410 for 3, and then 430 for 2, and then I was supposed to do another set of 2, but I opted to push that last set to 4 reps. Probably could have squeaked out 5 or 6, but I decided to call it where I did. You could probably see some technical breakdown on the 4th one, mainly in my hips. The 3rd one wasn't bad, but the 4th one you could really see that I started to favor that left leg a little bit. It just got loose. That kind of happens to me with rep work. Decided to go against the grain a little bit and get some knee wraps. Just the mysticals. I took 4, I think this was 480 for a nice easy single, probably right around the last warm up. Maybe even a little heavier than that. And then I took 510, just these 5 plates. Just kind of feeling things out. And honestly, I think this felt better than 480. It's good looking squat, really fast. It looks better than my 490 did at Nationals, so we'll just kind of play around with things in the coming weeks to see how I'm going to select my attempts and whatnot. That's basically what week 5 will be for, is figure out where my attempts are. That's basically jump the gun, like I said. But when you're around that environment and these good people, I got to kind of take advantage of some things that I have, and it was a good training day, and as you can see, my accessory work was basically next to nothing because of the seminar series itself. It allowed the attendees to be able to train with us, which I think is a really cool experience, something I definitely would have died to do whenever I went to the Learn to Train seminars, being able to train with some of the people that I looked up to prior to joining the team. So I think that's a really cool aspect because you not only get to train with them, but you also get hands-on coaching with everyone as well. So I mean, it was really nice to have everybody helping everybody. People are helping me, I'm helping people. Watching attendees interact together and get to know each other, and then ask questions. And it's a really cool environment. I really like the setup. Excuse me, the way that we did this this past year. So my hats are off to Joe Shalero and Alicia Israel, who were the main driving factors of the organization standpoint of that seminar. There will be more coming soon for those of you wondering about it. Not necessarily with Jim, but with other keynote people. But the layout's basically going to be the same, just with different keynote people, and there's going to be different emphasized things. So I mean, there is the training aspect, which was what we had here from 10 to 1, and then from like 1:30 to about 4:30, Jim Windler spoke, answered questions. He was Jim Windler, I guess is the best way to say. He proves that he exists, and the things that he talked about were really cool. And I know Elitefts is going to do a whole thing on that, so I'm not going to go into that into my training video. I'm just trying to give this a little bit of depth because I know there wasn't a whole lot of actual footage. Another thing I'll briefly talk about is, as you saw my hips, especially that 430 for 4, that 4th rep is what looked the worst. You can see my hips getting all kind of like, I don't know, it almost looks like the giraffe on Madagascar, how your freaking legs just don't work. Essentially, I had Danny Overcash look at my left hip. It's the one that's been bothering me a little bit. We tried to do some consulting stuff online, but due to some logistical issues, there were just some problems from other parties, so we had to unfortunately back out from that. So we decided that we'd hook up together at the seminar and have her look at me and see what we could do. And she gave me a really good, thorough assessment, and she kind of told me some things I already knew, but she had definitely told me some stuff that I didn't know. Namely, namely that not only is my pelvis rotated, which is something that I already knew, and which way it's facing, which again I already knew, but that because of the way that it's facing and the way that my body is rotating to compensate, that essentially my left oblique is not activating nearly as well as it should be to help stabilize my left pelvis when I am squatting, doing things like that. So without that stability, that's why things kind of shift towards my right side, or at least you see that my right side seems to be pushing more and making things look a little bit uneven because there's more stability in that right hip. So deep down in the root, I do have to do a little bit of breathing drills. I got a little bit of rib flare on my left side, which is to be expected if my left obliques are weak. So those will two main things I'll be hitting on is bringing up my left obliques and decreasing that actual rib flare on the left side. So some breathing and some trunk stuff. It's really nothing that complicated. She gave me 3 exercises and only 3 exercises because she said she doesn't want me spending 20 minutes before I lift just doing simple breathing and goofy things, which I think is really, really good. That's side of a really good PT that's real about what I'm trying to do. So looking at that, we can see that with that increased stability, better mobility will come about that hip. My hips will begin to face the correct way again. I am probably have to go get some soft tissue work done, probably over this meet prep to really help iron things out. But I will say that as of this recording, after doing it a couple days, my hip does feel drastically better. My speed squats felt much better. So overall, I would say it was a pretty good day. I'll try to write a little bit more about this on my training log, but if you got any questions, just leave them in the comment section, or you can go over to my training log over at elitefts.com.